So, guys, now we are in part 2 of Rajini's major life mistakes. Now, when confronted with his daughters, Rajinikanth was in a catch-22 situation. So, we can't really say it's a major mistake because, as a father, or as a brother, or as a sibling, or whatever it is, when it comes to family, you are in a very difficult position. You probably have to make decisions which you would not otherwise make, right? So, there's the whole nepotism thing going on. You probably do want to do what is right, probably want to go through the due process. However, your family members will apply social pressure on you to do things the way they want it to do, right? So the way they want it done. So the issue here is, when the daughters come to him with recommending a person to start a project, or when they want to direct him in a film, it will become very difficult for him to say no. So in Lal Salam being the latest one, we've had various levels of family involvement. Even during Kusilin and so on, there was some special effects called into question due to daughters getting involved. And most recently, Lal Salam debacle, so where Rajini agreed to producer Laika's deal, whereby he will do a one full-fledged Rajinikanth movies, and in return it looks like Laika agreed to produce a film for his daughter, with the caveat that Rajini plays a so-called guest role. So the lack of experience handling a project probably led to this alleged hard disk loss, which contained lots of shooting footage, and that led to like a messy release and subsequent things that happened. So nepotism, family recommendations, this kind of thing was also a thing that set him back. Actually, a few of his film going in that direction set him back. And Pa Ranjit, who came with the daughter's recommendation, the first film, he seemed confused as to what exactly he wanted to do. He tried to play safe by going the gangster route with Kabali, but try to twist it to his own female sensibilities, in terms of chasing after his wife and so on, and made like a mess of it. Great opening, but subsequent drop, but it was enough to give a decent box office report, which led Rajini to repeat Paranjit again, despite a lot of how to say naysayers or people who advise not to. And consequently, it was one of the most, depending on who you ask, most innovative Rajini film, or most deconstructed Rajini film, where they just stepped on Rajini to sort of prove a point. That is actually very consistent with Pa Ranjit and some groups in Tamil Nadu's philosophy, that anything that is spiritual, anything that is deemed as of much more educated or so-called high caste or so-called Hindu religion concepts, are all to be rebelled against and insulted and thrown stones at. So there are big groups tapping into that sentiment. So people like Pa Ranjit and his group are a symptom of that attitude of rebellion, and showing the finger to the establishment, as it were. And of course, once they cross a certain age, they themselves become the establishment, as the irony. But anyway, that happened. And after that, Paranjit was wondering why Superstar was giving him the silent treatment, until Sarpeta Parambare, one or two of those movies, and then Rajini sort of apparently congratulated him. We do not know how far it's true. No photos seem to be circulating. So that's the Pa Ranjit episode in Rajini's career. So subsequently, the other major, we can't say mistake, you can say maybe controversy, or maybe a debacle, is politics. Okay, in most recently, when Rajini finally put things to rest and said he's getting out of politics, giving COVID as a reason, lots of naysayers make fun, saying that oh, you cannot do politics, you say you're too old for it, but how come you can act in films? Well, the point is, films are very much under the team's control. You can shoot indoors, you can shoot outdoors when the weather permits. If you're tired, you can take a rest, and you can use stuntmen, you can use dubbing. There are lots of tools to give you a break if you are tired or whatever it is. So you are old, young, whatever, you can plan and adjust. But politics is reality. You have to go to the ground, you have to interact with people, you have to go through the rough and tumble of things. You can't do politics just through the computer screen, staying at your house without going out. However, Vijay seems to be thinking about this, and he might have a point because the new generation seems to be comfortable dealing with everything through their smartphones. So maybe Vijay can be a virtual politician and get the vote. Who knows? But anyway, Rajini is a more traditionalist, and he obviously sees it's difficult to go to the ground and go through the crowds and face the media and deal with all those things, all those stressors with advancing age. So of course it's different if you've already spent years building your groundwork and all, and you reach a level like the Kalaignar, Jayalalitha and so on. So that's a different kettle of fish. But for somebody starting out, taking the first step in his age without how to say the filters and the teams that you have in cinema, it would have been a very uphill task. However, if he feels that after acting in some movies his health, despite being 70 plus, if his health seemed to be on the up and up, why not? He might still yet decide to come to politics and give Vijay a fight there as well. Who knows? But competition is good because in the end everybody wins if it's a fair competition. Okay, so that is that. However, his political journey started, the noises about politics started strongly in the 90s, and the allegation is that he utilized that political interests of fans to sell his movies. Dialogues were put in, how to say, kind of I might come into politics, or this kind of double meaning dialogues and so on. Some say he exploited the fans sentiment, but that's the same thing with every film star, isn't it? Whether it's Vijay or whoever it is, where the like Vijay's most recent movie, we saw that he talked about all these politics as well, double meaning dialogues in Goat. So that is another controversy.